Now, it went well above expectations. I think they expected this movie to make like 10 to 15 million. And I know that I looked for the budget, and the budget was below 10 million. I read somewhere that it might have been like 3 million. But whatever it was, this movie looks like a $20 million movie. It has, and I guess that just goes to show what great cinematography can do. And time management. People don't really mention time management as far as budgets go, but, every second is money bleeding. And, I think this might have been a really swift shoot, and they got all the shots they needed to make. And, the quicker you get it done, the lower your budget is. But reading this, Longlegs, an occult-tinged horror mystery about an FBI agent on the trail of a serial killer, opened to a phenomenal $22.6 million, easily outgrossing Fly Me to the Moon, a $100 million rom-com. $100 million rom-com. Why are we doing that? Featuring two of Hollywood's brightest stars. That's another whole conversation you could have about the power of the movie star these days. There's power there, but it's not what it used to be. It's definitely not what it used to be. To pull off that upset, Longlegs got a lift from some sensational reviews as well as a creepy performance by Nicolas Cage. Man, his performance, and I think he was the divisive factor of the movie. I saw some people stating that they didn't really like his performance. They thought it was a little bit too over the top, comedic even. And, I always say comedy and horror are both very subjective, right? There's no wrong answer. One person might be scared out of their mind while the other person might be laughing. Like, I've literally seen people state that The Exorcist, they found it funny, And it was more of the younger generation, but, that's just the nature of the beast. The film's opening weekend results are a record-breaking debut for Neon, the indie distributor that did an outstanding job of generating word of mouth for Longlegs, thanks to a viral marketing campaign. It was one that saw the studio create a 90s-style website highlighting the gruesome crimes of the antagonist, which this reminded me of Blair Witch. I don't know if a lot of you remember, but back when they promoted, the marketing campaign for Blair Witch, still to this day, I think probably the greatest marketing campaign ever. You have a super, super low budget. In that case, I think it was $25,000. But what you can do with an effective marketing campaign, sometimes even lying to your audience, it can work. Fargo, for example, they marketed Fargo as a true story, and it comes out it wasn't a true story at all. If the movie's good, people will forgive that, I think. But Blair Witch, another lie. This was an actual found videotape of real events. They pretty much stated that, and people believed it. They ate it up. They wanted to believe it. And I think that's the thing too. When we want to believe something, we're more likely to believe it, right? Which you can say the opposite of that too. When you don't want to believe something, you go out of your way to not believe it. But it's all like human psychology. The studios know this stuff. And it's all numbers to them, and they figure out how can we get your butt in the seat, okay? And we'll talk more about that once we get to the divisive section. It's a page right out of the playbooks of previous cult hits like the Blair Witch Project. Oh, there you go. Where it works so well that it essentially created a new paradigm for building buzz. And Snakes on a Plane, which a bunch of people got personalized recordings of Samuel L. Jackson ranting about air travel and reptiles. Yeah, that was a good marketing campaign too, actually. Because the movie itself was silly, but it was just the over-the-top idea that, let's put snakes on a plane. Take two objects and put them together. And it worked. What makes the result even more impressive is how little Neon shelled out to achieve its success. The movie was produced for under $10 million, and the studio spent roughly the same amount to market and distribute Longlegs. And the marketing, those trailers, they were little tiny teasers. They weren't like anything substantial, but they were extremely effective. It just goes to show. I've seen trailers. The trailer itself looked like, they probably spent millions on it. but it looked generic. And then you take a trailer like this that's so creative, and not just the trailer, but just the marketing itself, the phone number, all that stuff. If you get creative, I think that goes a long way with people. What's up, guys? You are at the end of the DD Live clip. What I do is I like to clip these out if I think the topic is important or something that's newsworthy. So thank you for watching, and if you want to watch more, you can go over here, you can go over here, click on one of those, and yeah, and hopefully I can do this for 20 seconds, which I think I did. Okay, so yeah, thanks for watching, guys.